Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is PZ Snicksnipe here, and I'm going to be casting game number 2 between oGsSuperNoVa and LiquidZenio on Entombed Valley. If you guys didn't already know, the winner of this series will actually play against Slayer's MMA. And right now the score is currently 1-0 in favor of Supernova after Supernova basically held off oGsSuperNoVa or LiquidZenio's all-ins. So to start off with, we see that Supernova actually looks like he's going for he's going for a double 11-11 barracks. The only thing I don't like about this is his positioning. This drone looks like it's probably going to see it if it goes down this way. So, and it probably will go down that way. So, yep, it's going to definitely see that. Yeah, I'm definitely sure that. Yeah, it saw it. So he's probably going to pull back and he's going to pull back and try to kill the SCVs. So right now this game is starting off in favor of Zenio. Now that he knows both 11 double or 11-11 Rex is coming, he's gonna be able to build like an early pool. And as we see, he's actually going for a 15 hatch, 14 pool. And did he kill the? Yeah, he killed the SCV too. That's pretty bad for Supernova. This brush isn't. It's most likely not gonna work depending on how his bunker placement is and if he can get the bunkers up in the first place. Looks like he's almost about to lose another SCV. This is really going to delay his bunker rush. So, I think he should have gone for the 2 racks on Antigua. Well, no I don't. He won that match, so it doesn't matter. But, I'm not actually sure if this map is only diagonal spawning positions. Like on Blizzard and MLG versions, I'm pretty certain you can spawn anywhere. Or at least, I thought so. But either way, they both know where each other is at because Supernova saw the drone coming from this direction. Therefore, he should be able to assume it came from the top right, and he sees the drones going that way also. He's probably going to abuse this. This is the vantage point that many people have been talking about lately after they saw MVP do a bunker rush on the GSL. Basically, you can block off your Marine over here with 1 bunker, and this is, in my opinion, it's pretty good. But really, it just depends if you're building a bunker up here, and Supernova's not even doing that. He doesn't have any other SCVs going in, so he's probably expecting this bunker rush to fail. I think he probably should have tried building it over here, to be honest, because right now Zenio's not even pulling drones. That's one of the advantages about a bunker rush. He is forcing Zenio to build Zerglings and a really fast crawler, but on the other hand, the drones are still harvesting, and he has 2 bases. So he's going to be able to get 2 queens up eventually and start lava injecting and droning up like crazy if he wants. And Supernova still doesn't have gas. He still doesn't have his expansion. So he has 500 minerals, so he might be going for 6 racks. We'll have to see in just a moment. Oh, never mind. It looks like he's not. He's building a command center instead. So he looks like he's going to try to opt for a more standard game. But right now, yeah, it's definitely in favor of Zenio. If we look at units lost, he's lost. I know he lost 1 SCV. I think the other unit lost was the bunker that was salvaged. So it's technically he only lost 75 minerals. Zenio lost, I guess, 6 Zerglings. Maybe he lost 1 drone. I don't know. Or actually, let's check. Yeah, he lost no drones, just 6 Zerglings. So right now Zenio's pretty far ahead. Or anyways, he should be. Doesn't look like he's been droning enough though. He's got his 2nd queen out, but he's opting for spawning creep tumor instead of going for another larva inject. Oh, he's building a 3rd queen, so that's a good idea from him. He's gonna be able to have creep spread and he's gonna be able to have larva inject. But he's getting 2 gases. That's I'm not sure why he's doing that. Maybe he's gonna go for some early aggressive attack again. Otherwise, I would expect just 1 gas, unless he's gonna try to get fast upgrades. When we see Supernova moving out with Marines, he's going for a 4-axe build. I'm not sure if he's just going to try to go for a Marine Marauder attack, or if he's just getting he's getting 2 tech laps, so more than likely he's going to get Marauders. I'm not sure I really agree with that build. At this point in the stage, or at this point in the game, he's going to have very late Stimpack timing and combat shield upgrades. Stimpack takes a minute, or 170 seconds, so that's about almost 3 minutes. He'll have it done by 10 minutes about. Meaning, he has no factory start even right now. So right now, he's going to have a delayed factory. He's not going to have siege tanks. And that can leave him pretty vulnerable, even with Marauders. Once Neil starts getting his macro production up like crazy, Actually, Zenio's building a lot of Zerglings. So yeah, like I said, those two extractors might be for a Zergling Baneling, like I guess aggressive push. Not sure what to say about that. It's definitely a different style than what you'd see most North American Zerg players do. From what I've seen on North American server, most Zerg players they don't all in unless they lose a lot of drones. Like if that T-Rex did a lot of damage, you would see like a North American player go for a massive Zergling Baneling all in like this. Yeah, he's definitely doing it. He has like 50 Zerglings already. 45 Zerglings actually. So yeah, this is just a clash of style you see. You see Zenio is actually pretty darn aggressive, I guess. When I was playing on the Korean server, I did tend to see a lot of aggressive Zergs. North American server, it's sort of becoming like that, but it's just nowhere near as refined currently from what I've seen. Yeah, he's definitely going for all in. And going 4-ax is the weak point about that is that you're not gonna be able to take out the Banelings unless they target the Marauders, or unless you have godlike control. But when there's just critical massive units, this is gonna be way too hard to defend. He doesn't even have stim pack upgraded right now, so he needs to pull the Marauders out in front to tank damage. And this is not looking good. His Marines are all clumped up, and the Banelings are trying to get to them. He is pulling his SCVs, which is a good thing, but that's gonna cause him to fall behind way too far in economy. And he looks like he will be able to defend this, or at least maybe. Zenio's actually just going pure Zerglings now. Zenio's instead of like opting to go for a longer game, even though he knows he's far ahead in terms of workers, or he should be. 13 workers, that's actually a pretty huge difference. He's gonna still apply pressure just to force SuperNoVa to, like, instead of doing anything like building another command center, SuperNoVa better be careful. He has to build bunkers. He has to get his tank production up fast. He can't stop to focus on macroing his worker count. So right now I like that. He's poking in with a lot of Zerglings. So right now SuperNoVa should be a little bit worried right now. He should be like, oh, he has a lot of Zerglings. Maybe he's gonna go for another Baneling bust. While on the other hand, he's getting his start up. Does he have a macro hatch? No macro hatch. So Zenio is pretty far ahead at this point in the stage. He's killed probably 15 workers. Yeah, 15 workers. And he's getting his lair tech, which is kind of delayed. He's getting +1 armor and carapace. SuperNoVa hasn't started, or now he's just started +1. So right now, Zenio is in like the most perfect position he can be right now. He has lots of creep spread. He has his third base going up. He's ahead on upgrades, and that's what's going to really determine the game later on. He's getting his macro hatch. He has basically control of seeing like what SuperNoVa is doing with and without his base. So right now he can easily, like, if he sees SuperNoVa going for a strong timing attack right now after that all in, he can easily just macro up a bunch of Zerglings to easily stop it. And looking at his Queen Energy is pretty decent. Right now, is he getting Baneling speed yet, or no? I think he's gonna go for Infestors. He has 4 gases. He's getting. No, he's going. Yeah, he's going Infestors. Okay, so he is probably going to, later on, he's probably going to transition into a Ultralisk if it gets that far in the game. I'm assuming it will, just by currently watching. There's no reason he should try to attack this right now, now that SuperNoVa has tanks. I'm not sure if he knows. Yeah, he should be aware that tanks are here. He sees this glowing pattern on the tech lab. It means that it's upgrading, so he should be aware of that. Plus, factory with the tech lab, what is he going to get? Thors? Hellions? That's pretty doubtful after a 4-ax opening. So right now, he knows that he shouldn't be going for an aggressive stance. He should be like currently just working on his infrastructure and drone count. I think he could have taken the 4th, but it looks like he's playing relatively safe. Maybe just doesn't want to be too greedy right now. He does see the army. He saw the army moving out, but there's no medevacs. So right now, if he can force this army to waste stims and just pull back, he'll be in a pretty good position. Now we'll have to see if SuperNoVa does actually go for this push. It's a good idea, but it's gonna be really hard to execute. He's gonna be able to stop this 4th and the creep spread a little bit, but Zenio's creep spread is really on top of it. He has a queen solely for spreading creep. This is what Zerg players you need to do. You need to have one queen just to spread creep. If you do that, you'll notice you'll notice that the Terran player has to constantly waste scans because most Terran players will not build a Raven. Like even we see SuperNoVa, he was Code S actually. He just barely got knocked out of Code S after like doing so well in the round of 32. He got knocked out in the round of 16, and then he lost to Ryung, who everyone basically recognizes as a TVT specialist. But anyways, yeah, so I'm just saying that we see a Code S level Terran not even building a Raven. So this is really good to do. Just have one queen spreading creep. And I mean, there are 150 minerals. Later on in the game, what I'd like to see is people using queens to transfuse Ultralisk, especially because it looks like when you go Infestor tech, usually you'll see a Ultralisk switch or a tech switch. And look at this, he's able, putting these units here, he's able to cut off reinforcements. So this push, like when Zenio decides, he's gonna completely crush it. And then there's nothing Zenio can do about supporting it. So right now Zenio has creep spread. He's cut off some reinforcements. He has a huge army advantage, and he's gonna crush this. But look what SuperNoVa's doing. He's positioning his tanks perfectly. So even though this will get crushed probably, he's still being cost effective. This is what Terran players. This is the difference between Koreans and or high level Korean players, like a Code S player and just a normal like high Masters player. They're really efficient with units. They're aware of the surroundings. Like Zenio, he's aware that he can cut off reinforcements. SuperNoVa's aware that his reinforcements are cut off, so he's gonna hold his units back in his base. And while he's doing that, he's gonna try to keep these units alive instead of going for a suicidal push into the third. He's building he's using the tanks as a wall, which is really genius. And he has an SCV there, which surprises me. And it looks like, and see, he saw the fourth. He's gonna cancel that, but now this army's gonna flank in, or at least it's able to. But he's gonna quickly pull back. He's probably using some Marauders to block off, or he didn't have enough time to because everything's just so fast. So Zenio's gonna easily clean this up. Right now, SuperNoVa's really lagging behind upgrades. He's only 1-0. Zenio's about to be 2-2. We see the Spire going down actually, and no Hive still. There's the Hive. So it looks like he will go Broodlords instead. Probably because he saw Marauders. So, but there is no Marauders anymore, so he should be safe to go. Honestly, Ultras. It doesn't matter really at this point of stage. He's getting his 4th and 5th up, which is good. He has a huge macro advantage. He can easily produce his units really fast, and he has a stockpile of gas. And right now, does he know that SuperNoVa's third? He doesn't even know SuperNoVa's third, which is actually a disadvantage. Looks like he's stopped this drop pretty easily. Pearl Banelings. This, I'm not sure how if SuperNoVa's gonna react. I would assume he's gonna scan before he moves out, but the question is, he's gonna scan over when he gets to the creep tumors or when he's gonna scan over here. Usually you would see a lot of Terran players later on in the game scan ahead, so I'm thinking that SuperNoVa will probably scan. I think the only thing that SuperNoVa lacks right now, besides like, well, he's getting enough barracks now. He's just, I think he should get a second factory and switch this out, to be honest. We do see Zenio's going for Broodlords instead, and he also has his 4th and 5th. Right now he has 88 drones, so unless SuperNoVa can do some heavy damage, like destroy this base and kill maybe like Zenio's army in a favorable engagement, he's gonna find himself really, really far behind. His upgrades are really lagging behind. Zenio has 3-3 upgrading. Let's see if he'll probably get. I hope he gets attack speed for Zerglings in just a moment. Moving the Zergling in like that is a pretty bad idea. So he's probably gonna sack this base and wait for the Broodlords. Right now, this is actually not that bad for Zenio. He still has a 4th up, and he can easily take bases over here. The only thing I'm surprised right now, looking around the map, is how little Zenio's spread his Overlords. Maybe he's worried that he's gonna lose them to Vikings, but we've seen no Vikings at all. He can spot Overlords here, Overlord here, Overlord here, Overlord here. He could basically have total map vision of this whole part of the regional of the map. Except for here, because oh, now he's moving out Overlords, but they're getting cleaned up. He could have had those way beforehand. Zenio scan, or SuperNoVa's gonna scan this, see the corruptors. He should be able to automatically assume, oh, he's getting Broodlords. Crap, I better get some Vikings out. So we'll see in a couple of seconds whether or not he gets Vikings. I hope he was paying attention to that scan. He killed the 5th base, but Zenio still has the 4th, so he should. Zenio should be aware, or SuperNoVa should be aware that he's behind in bases, definitely. He's finally getting +1 for his vehicle weapons. And what Zenio's doing right now, he's gonna get a mixture of Ultralisk and Broodlords. We saw the Ultralisk Cavern going down. And get the upgrade, get it. He's not getting it. So maybe we won't even get that far. Oh, what is he doing? No. Oh, he's using the Corruptors as the Baneling landmine. That was a good idea. Especially because he's far ahead in supply. He can afford to lose a couple of Corruptors. He only lost like 1 or 2. So that was actually a pretty good tactic. I mean, you wouldn't expect, like, SuperNoVa probably wasn't thinking about it. That I mean, he doesn't have time to think. He's like, oh, Corruptors, I better go kill him before he uses those to build Broodlords. Now, the one thing I'm a little bit surprised is SuperNoVa hasn't reacted at all. He has no Vikings. I'm not sure what he hopes to do with this. And also, he has such a really low saturation over here. He needs to start pulling SCVs from here. I'm not sure what he's doing. Where are all of his workers? He has 65, but oh well, whatever. He's moving out on the map. His Marines are really low health. Is Neo building Ultras? No Ultras yet. We might not even need to see those. I mean, SuperNoVa's not even reacting. At this point in the stage, he should have reacted earlier when he scanned this. Maybe he scanned and then just looked away and didn't really focus on the Corruptors. So right now, Neo's probably gonna waiting for plus 33. He's gonna use his Broodlords to snipe some of the tanks. And if the Marines move forward, they're gonna get destroyed by the Infestors. And I'm not sure if Zenio saw the yeah, he saw the Broodlords now for sure. Well, he should have been aware of them in the first place. I don't think Zenio doesn't have to attack like this, but I mean, yeah. See, like I said, he shouldn't have attacked like that. He should have waited for the tanks to be caught off on position, out of position. Now there are a couple things to notice in the TVZ. You'll notice that the Terran player, usually you would see a Terran player do drop harass or just like pushes to kill bases. That's what you need to do as a Terran player. You have to stop Zerg from getting like a 3rd or 4th, like what SuperNoVa was trying to do for such a long time. You have to drop, which is one thing that I think SuperNoVa's lacked on. I mean, right now it's already too late. Zenio has such a huge economy that he can just build as many buildings as he wants. And this engagement is not going well for SuperNoVa. That was bad move. See, look at this, Queens. This is what I'm talking about. Using Queens makes Broodlords super, like Broodlords or Ultras, super really difficult to deal with. They heal 125 health for 50 energy, and his Queens have like 200 energy, 150, 100. That's like a total of 4, 7, about 9 freaking transfused. That's over 1,000 life that he can restore to these 5 Broodlords. But he's lacking on units like ground units, Zerglings and stuff, even though he's maxed out. I'm not sure where all of his, I guess all of his supply went into this, Corruptors and Broodlords. Yeah, he has 25 Corruptors, good god. And SuperNoVa really messed it up by not having any like Vikings, or even, I guess you could say Thors might be useful in this type of scenario. Which he does have one, but that's not enough. Yeah, this game is definitely about to finish. SuperNoVa can't handle this, basically, Broodlords. There's too many, and there's too much anti-air. Even though they're not over here, they're all somewhere else. So yeah, so basically, what lost SuperNoVa this game was, well, his opener really put him, really put him behind. At that point of the stage, or at that stage of the game, SuperNoVa either could go for an all-in or he could expand. And Zenio saw he expanded, so Zenio has 2 options. He can apply heavy pressure like he did with the Zerglings and Banelings, or he can go for a fast 3rd. And Zenio instead decided to go for aggression, which is actually a pretty good idea in my opinion, because he knows that SuperNoVa went for a double, like 11-11 racks, so definitely SuperNoVa's tank count is going to be, or even at that time, his tank count is either going to be there, he's either going to have like 1 or he's going to have none. And in that case, he had none because he went for a 4 racks. So in that case, it was actually a pretty good idea, because SuperNoVa wasn't aware of what Zenio was doing. All he had was that, like, he eventually got map control of the middle of the tower. But after that point, like, he really had no idea what Zenio was doing. Like, if he scanned the base, like maybe around over here, he could have saw there was a relatively low drone count. Or even if he scanned the 3rd, like, And this at this point in the game, I would say scanning over maybe here. No, that would be bad because then you only get this. But basically, he needed at that point in the stage of the game, he needed to know, does Zenio taking a third? What does Zenio's drone count look like? Because if he scanned right here, he'd be like, okay, he has a low drone count. That can either mean an all in or he already has a third up and he's transferred drones. But in this case, like for how early the game, the attack was, like maybe at 9 minutes, he should have expected an all in. But so lack of scouting really hurt SuperNoVa, and the positioning of his 2 racks, I don't know why he put that there. Like, if Zenio has spawned over here, like I'm not even sure on this map because I really think you could spawn either here or here for sure. Here for sure, obviously. These two, I would assume you could, but yeah. So those positioning of the barracks hurt. Like Zenio, you saw that Zenio was over here and he scouted straight into that, like right off the bat. So what SuperNoVa should have done is maybe he should have placed the barracks like, well, if this map really is only this spot only, I don't see why he wouldn't have positioned it like closer over here somewhere, or maybe if it wasn't just diagonal spawns, he could have positioned it over on the side here, or maybe even just build, like I said, 1 barracks over here, and then use the SCV that finishes the depot to move out to build a proxy barracks like over here or something. So that really, like, because it really did no damage at all, and it basically puts him behind. And his opponent is able to like get greedy at that point, but instead Zenio chose to be aggressive. So we're gonna go ahead and go on to game number 3, guys. If you guys enjoyed watching this video or have any questions or comments, feel free to post them. Please do subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you guys in game number 3 between LiquidZenio and oGsSuperNoVa.